let's get right into it.
Number 6. Crossing your fingers. We all know this one. You're telling a lie and secretly cross your fingers like a toddler lawyer who's found a loophole in morality. Or you whisper, "fingers crossed," before a job interview, as if bone origami is a recognized form of divine insurance. This started way back in pre-Christian Europe. People believed that crossing two fingers created a little intersection where good spirits could hang out. Think of it like a mystical Wi-Fi hotspot, except instead of boosting your signal, it boosted your chances of not dying of the plague. Later on, when Christianity came along, the cross connection was linked to Christ, so crossing your fingers was basically dialing God on speed dial. But humans, being humans, warped it into a guilt-free lying hack. If you crossed your fingers while fibbing, you weren't technically lying, you were just playing Uno with the universe. It's like spiritual fine print. Oh no, I didn't cheat. My index finger was acting as a truth insurance agent. And yet, it stuck. Today, people still cross their fingers for luck, for lies, for hopes, for lottery tickets. Ironically, it doesn't actually do anything. Unless, of course, you're crossing them so tight you cut off circulation, in which case, congrats, you've technically sacrificed blood flow for your wish. Ancient spirits would be proud.
Number 5. Throwing salt over your shoulder. You drop some salt at dinner, and suddenly you're flicking grains over your shoulder like some confused kitchen wizard. Why? Because apparently spilling salt is unlucky, unless you immediately assault a demon lurking behind you with sodium chloride. This one comes from ancient Rome and later the Middle Ages. Salt used to be insanely valuable, like trade it for gold valuable. So spilling it was wasteful, and waste was considered a sign that misfortune was on its way. But then the superstition took a dark turn. People thought the devil himself was standing behind your left shoulder, just waiting to pounce if you messed up. The solution? Yeet a pinch of salt backward to blind him. Nothing says "begone, Satan" like seasoning his eyeballs. It got so ingrained that Leonardo da Vinci even painted Judas knocking over a salt shaker in the Last Supper as a symbolic nod to betrayal. And here we are, centuries later, still acting like clumsy chefs can summon Lucifer with a Butterfingers moment. So when you toss salt behind you, you're not just cleaning up a mess. You're basically cosplaying as an exorcist who really cares about flavor balance.
Number 4.
Friday the 13th. Ah, yes, the day when suddenly everyone becomes an amateur numerologist. Airlines skip row 13, hotels skip floor 13, and people schedule surgeries like they're dodging an asteroid. All because Friday the 13th is supposedly cursed. The superstition is a mashup of two separate anxieties. First, the number 13 was always a little sus. It messed with the perfect symmetry of 12. 12 months, 12 zodiac signs, 12 apostles, 12 donuts in a box if you're living right. Add one more, and suddenly it's chaos. Then there's Friday, which was already unlucky in medieval Europe, partly because it was said Jesus was crucified on a Friday. Combine them like some sort of cosmic tag team, and boom, you've got the worst day ever. The superstition really took off in the 19th and 20th centuries, when books and movies cashed in on it, especially the slasher flick Friday the 13th. Now people genuinely rearrange their lives around this one date, which is wild because statistically, Friday the 13th is no more dangerous than, say, a random Tuesday when you choke on a crouton. But sure, let's blame the calendar, because clearly the universe works like an edgy teen horror movie script.
Number 3. Knocking on wood. You brag about something, "I've never broken a bone," and instantly your survival instincts kick in. You slam your knuckles against the nearest wooden table like you're warding off a curse. Why do we do this? Because apparently trees are magical phone booths to the gods. This one goes way back to ancient pagans who believed spirits lived inside trees. The idea was that by touching wood, you could either summon a protective spirit or politely tell the bad ones to mind their own business. Basically, it was like ancient customer support. Knock on the trunk, hope the forest management team gets the message. The habit stuck, and over time it morphed into the don't jinx it ritual we all know today. It's less about forest spirits now and more about silencing that evil little gremlin in your brain whispering, "What if you just cursed yourself?" Because your subconscious is convinced that the universe is listening like a nosy neighbor just waiting to ruin your day. So next time you see someone knocking on wood, just remember they're reenacting a prehistoric Wi-Fi connection to tree spirits. And honestly, that's more wholesome than Twitter.
Number 2. Black cats crossing your path. It's midnight, you're walking home, and a sleek black cat slinks across the sidewalk. Do you keep walking, or do you stop like the universe just threw down a game over screen? Blame medieval Europe for this one. Back then, black cats were thought to be witches' sidekicks, literal demonic furballs skulking around to curse your crops or ruin your love life. Some people even believed witches could shapeshift into cats to sneak around at night, which, to be fair, explains a lot about cats knocking things off tables like they're testing their evil powers. The superstition spread so far that black cats were hunted, which ironically made the plague worse because, surprise, fewer cats meant more rats. The very thing people thought was cursed could have actually saved them. Classic humanity move. Nowadays, black cats are still the last ones to get adopted from shelters, all because we think a random feline pedestrian will ruin our day. Meanwhile, your real bad luck is ignoring the speeding car while staring suspiciously at mittens. So yeah, if a black cat crosses your path, the worst thing that'll happen is you'll want to pet it and it won't let you.
Number 1. Breaking a mirror. You're brushing your teeth. Drop the mirror and crack. Suddenly, you're not just clumsy. You've sentenced yourself to 7 years of misery. Congrats. You've unlocked the deluxe suffering package. This belief comes from ancient Rome, where people thought mirrors didn't just reflect your face, they reflected your soul. Break one, and you weren't just shattering glass, you were fracturing your spiritual essence. To make things worse, Romans believed life reset in cycles of 7 years. So if you botched your soul's reflection, you were stuck, waiting a full cycle for the universe to unscrew you. Medieval folks doubled down, treating broken mirrors as invitations for dark spirits to crawl out and mess with your life. Kind of like The Ring, except instead of a girl climbing out of the TV, it's just bad luck sneaking in to steal your Wi-Fi signal. Of course, today, if you break a mirror, your biggest problem isn't cosmic punishment. It's explaining to your landlord why you shattered their $5 IKEA bathroom fixture. But superstition has a way of sticking. Even now, people get twitchy about cracked mirrors, as if the reflection is plotting revenge. So, the next time someone gasps and whispers, 7 years bad luck, just remember, you're not cursed. You're just clumsy, and probably out $50. That's all for today. I'll be making similar videos in the future. Subscribe to see them.